Hey, Cookie, how you doing today? I just had a few minutes to kill, and I thought I'd pop on this thing and see who was around. Get you some sleep last night? That's good. All we know, any of us do. How that puppy doing? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Rocky thinks he got to get in on that. I swear, the longer I go, the less I sleep. Then in the daytime, I want to lay down and go to sleep. Are you like that? You can sleep in the daytime better than night? Hello, woman. Rocky, dog can ignore you. Rocky, Rocky, what are you turning your head away for? Huh? Rocky, Rocky, no. Rocky, I've been messing around here. I've got a golf cart here. Rocky thinks he owns that golf cart. Anytime I get close to it, he's in it. Hmm? What are you jumping back up there for? dog. I don't know. This is a weird time of day on a Saturday. Hello, Florida, Canada. How you doing? That dog thinks it is. Hello, Ava. How you doing? Well, we picked a couple more up, Ava. I tell you what, that dog loves those pepperonis. But these dry treats, you spit them out. You take them, but you don't like them. Break them pepperonis out. Ooh. You never did say how old you were, Ava. 29 or 30 this time? Oh, that's what. There you go. All right, great. Big birthday then, didn't you? Hello, Kenny. Tell Paul I said hello. I appreciate it, Kenny. I had to do something, keep from laying down and going to sleep. I decided I wanted some Tex Mex. Got me a couple enchiladas and rice and beans and corn tortillas. You just a baby, Ava. Never ask a lady her age. Yeah, I eat too much too. Little old bitty hole in the wall. Florida, Canada. You been in here before? Hey, PSV. How you doing, Bob? Oh, my little people brain just doesn't remember that Nick. Okay, well, I couldn't remember. Sorry about that. Oh, Ava, I was gonna ask you, when you gonna make that Google video? Repeat my chair. Ava, I just wondered, you got that plant wave machine? Put a jalapeno pepper on that thing. Would that thing come back thinking hot chili pepper or something? Tell me what kind of stuff you get out of that plant. You put the right plant on. I mean, the right plant up in front of it. Yeah, I think that would really be cute, especially the way you got that wiggle and giggle going. Go look at that. Yeah, marijuana plant up there, and they start talking like Cheech and Kong. Hey, NTD, how you doing, buddy? Okay, Cookie. We're not making fun of your deal. You knew me, your neighbor, but it does open some possibilities up. In a weird mood. I better shut up. You're gonna have to try it on some different plants and see how much it does, how much difference it is. When I was a kid, I wanted one of them things so bad. I wouldn't let me have one. There you go. My mom used to do that. Mess with them plants, rub around on them, talk to them, and they grow. She had a green thumb, had a whole green hand. When I was a kid growing up, well, my mom got to buying houses. I think we moved 12 times while I was in high school. She'd buy a house, we'd move into it, she'd start fixing it all up, sand the wood floors, sand them and refinish them. And hello, Lisa. And do all that stuff to the house. And then she'd go outside and start landscaping. I planted enough rose bushes when I was a kid that I didn't never want to plant nothing else. Boy, she could make a place look pretty. And she made a lot of money doing that. Miss Lisa, you doing all right today? Monkey just stays in trouble. Does he? All right. You made it part of the way anyway, huh? Still a pretty good little jag for me. Did you have run into bad weather, Busby, driving, or did you have pretty smooth sailing? Lisa, you've been coming online. I haven't seen you pop up. I haven't got a invite on your deal. Not an invite. Comes up and shows you online. Oh man, that's great. We got some pretty weather in Texas right now. Yeah, I think we still got one day this week. It might be about a 50% chance of rain. Otherwise, it's supposed to be nice for the next 8 or 10 days. I was riding a motorcycle this morning. Put a vest on. It was nice. We're due for it. That last cold spell we had. Normally, here in Texas, the weather gets bad for a day or two, maybe three, and then it straightens up and get breaks back out pretty nice. That last cold spell lasted a couple of weeks, and then the one before that, nasty for a while. Ooh, that does not. That's hot chocolate fireplace weather, isn't it, Ava? Do y'all get a whole lot of snow where you're at, Ava? Hey, Moonlight, how you doing? Okay. Man, you can't beat that, Moonlight. I drove in enough snow when I was pulling them RVs that I don't ever want to drive in. Tell you what, these little truck drivers earn their money in the wintertime. Mm, they're earning their money pretty well anytime. Okay, NDT, we appreciate you coming in. I don't normally pop up in the daytime. I just had a few minutes and thought I'd pop up and see who was hanging around, who was bored. Yes, no, it's not cool. James, how you doing, James? You sitting by a fireplace and whatever your preferred drink is and looking out the window and watching it snow, that's not too bad. As soon as it hits the ground, I done had all of it on. Yeah, we'll probably be here tonight, NTD. We usually are. Ooh, I don't know if I want to get into that or not. I mean, like, electricity still off, James? Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me. Crazy furniture. Expensive. Whew. My wife's grandson, when she was still alive, he was over there one day and I was shooting one of my bows. And so we were shooting it. He messed around and jerked that bow when he turned loose of it and shot the air conditioner condenser. It let all the freon out. Yeah, started to get it repaired and it was an old style coolant, so they had to replace the central heat. And then they had to replace the outside, the inside unit, and outside unit both. About $9,000 worth. James, I've been playing around the last week or so. I made a bunch of those Crisco candles, you know, and some of those stoves and stuff that you could run, I made some of the Crisco candles and put 3 wicks in them. You'd be surprised, it put a little bit of heat out. Have you got any kind of, how cold is it there, James? Yeah, oh man, they're great. They uh they burn forever. Hang on a minute. This is one I made just in a dip jar. You know, backwards. See the wicks in there, and that thing is burned about right here to about right there in 6 hours. They burn a long time. That's just with one wick burning. Really, I can't get it. You just now that's just one wick burning right there. Yeah, I bet you that candle right there, that small candle. I bet you on 3 of them, it burned close to 20 hours. And that's just a can of Crisco. I had bought the wicks off Amazon. Yeah, and really, you can put a deal on top of it, a little grate on top of it, warm water up or make coffee or whatever. Make a pretty good little stove too. You've got to have something to give it some room. I made a bunch of them. I know, and I'm full time in a travel trailer. The only place I have trouble with pipe stuff freezing is in the bathroom. Yeah, get you a jar and put that Crisco in it and put it in the microwave. Melt it down where it gets solid. Hello, Daniel. And if you don't have any wick, just take another candle. Just get you a candle and cut it off the right length. Stick it down in there. Put as many wicks in it as you got room to do. Get another one. Hang on. There's one that I did on a pickle jewel, and that thing burned 3 wicks, 20 something hours. Still, no, wait a minute, 30 hours. And it still got that much wax. You take any kind of jar and make them. You can order like 100 wicks off Amazon. Uh, I don't know, $3 or $4. It has a little tool to put them in there and everything else, but uh, yeah, that works. Buy you one of them cans of Crisco, and they don't smell at all. I mean, there's no scent to them. But you can take just a regular candle and shove down in them, and just some of these old cheap candles and make a wick. What I started to say, I've got my bathrooms. I want to have will freeze up the water in it. And this last cold spell, I took that big one out there and just sat back there and lit the 3 wicks, and it kept it warm enough in there. My water didn't freeze this time. It got cold. And we got down to 13. And it gives you quite a bit of light too. One of the what is it? Can of Crisco, about that big around and about yay tall, maybe 3 pounds. They claim that'll burn for 72 days, 8 hours a day, something like that. I'm a believer in some of that old stuff. Yeah, they're nice to have around. And if your electricity goes off, with them 3 wicks in it, well, it'll put some heat out and it puts quite a bit of light out. You set them in front of a mirror and they'll put a lot of light out. I guess I ought to make a little bitty video on that, especially this winter time, where this electricity getting. And I got a couple of stoves that you can make real easy that might be might be pretty interesting. And you just put it in there until you get your jar full, then shove your wick down in it and I'll light it and burn the wick down like I want it. I use well after I melt the wax in it and get the jar full, I'll stick it in the ice box for a few minutes and let it gel up. But if you look on Crisco, it's got a emblem on it. That's what it was made to burn in an oil lamp. Just a little bit of heat makes a lot of difference sometimes. We got caught in a storm one time with a friend of mine. We were up in Idaho. We camped in a, it was nice one up there. We camped in this cabin. Well, it was supposed to have a wood stove in it. Well, it had a wood stove, but just didn't have no wood. And I had a little old camping stove. Shoot, we took blankets and hung over the door on one room on that thing, and that little old camp stove, you can survive in it anyway. Boy, it snowed in for a couple of days. I tell you what, they're pretty neat camping too. If they don't spill, when you're not using them, you turn them upside down or whatever, and it doesn't make any difference. It's not like something got fuel in it. I know they make these alcohol stoves and stuff like that, but they can turn over too. The other thing bad about alcohol stoves is that you can't see the flame. A lot of people get burnt just 'cause they can't see the flame. Rocky don't want to run with the smoke. I like to fool with that kind of stuff anyway. You do the same thing with bacon fat. You fry bacon, now you get a little bit of odor off of it. It won't burn quite as clean. But in a pinch, you take dip a string in that and let it soak for a minute, and then pour that bacon fat in there, and you can make a candle pretty easy, just like that. Yeah. Well, you take that bacon grease, and like I say, put that wick in it and roll it around where you get that grease on it, and pour it off into a jar. It'll burn just like a candle. And like I say, it'll smoke a little bit. You can do a lot of things if you need to. I was watching one video where a no boy took one little candle like I made with 3 or 4 wicks on it. Well, he used 3 or 4 candles, 3 or 4 small ones, and took a couple bricks and took a flower pot and turned it upside down. And pretty soon that flower pot get hot. It put a lot of radiant heat out. Let me look for something here. I'll be right back. Hell, I was going to try to find them wicks, and I don't know what I did with them. But at 18 degrees, any kind of heat got to help. Am I here or am I froze? But they type a one in chat if I'm still here. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure it wasn't froze up. You imagine how imagine how tough them old settlers were going across the country in one of them wagons. Nobody got to ride. Everybody had to walk. The only light they had was through a fire at night. If it was raining, you couldn't light a fire. You didn't eat, or you didn't eat anything that was warm anyway. Couldn't make coffee. Couldn't, them some tough folks now. And a lot of people just walked across, and they slept on the ground, and just whatever the weather was, well, that's how they had to sleep. Reading about people that hunting up in the mountains in the wintertime, they had, they had to be tough. They'd dig a hole in the ground, a long, shallow hole, and build a fire in it to let it burn down the coals, and then cover the dirt back on top of it, and then they put their blankets on top of that and sleep on it, make a bed warmer out of it. You got to do it. Figure out a way to get it done. Oh, big. Guess that'd be a reverse electric blanket. I gotta hear this video you're gonna make on the Google. Mr. Vic, you doing all right today? She devil. Oh yeah, I just popped up for a little bit, She devil. How you doing, lady? James, I'll tell you a funny story about one of them outhouses. I was hunting down in South Texas on one of the big ranches. They had an old cabin there and had an outhouse. I came in from hunting one day and started walking up that cabin, and I got an uncle, and he was on at least two. He come busting out of that outhouse, took off for that cabin. I was, what was going on? The minute he come back, and he had a 44 mag pistol. He run in there. I hollered at him. I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "There's a rattlesnake in there." I said, "Don't shoot." And about that time, boom, he shot down in two holder with that 44 Magnum. I don't know if he hit the snake or not, but he had stuff splattered all over him, all over the wall. We had to burn that damn out. Hmm. Uh, ain't no telling. You devil. Just that 44 Magnum. Uh, it was a crappy deal. We wouldn't let him back in the cabin. There's no windmill out there that had water running him back in the house. Hello, Hawkins family adventure. How y'all doing? Yeah, a video of that would be priceless. I don't think I could talk him into a reenactment though. What's the matter, girl? Yeah, it'd be funny. that place I was hunting down there, that old cabin, had no fireplace in it. They lit that fireplace and let it get warmed up. Came a cool spell in a couple nights later. We went to killing rattlesnakes. I think we killed 30 or 40 rattlesnakes there in 2 days. Come to find out, there was a rattlesnake in up under that house. As bad as that old, some guy was running one of these vacuum trucks, that they empty out the black tank with, and come to find out his wife was cheating on him. He went to going by the house every time he got a chance to just drive by, and sure enough, he found the old boy she was messing with, car parked out front with the window down, and he just backed up and emptied that tank inside that car. I guess payback for hell. Hey, well, what program are you using to edit on? Kenny, how's your elephant trunk doing? You use YouTube, huh? I was using that Fillmore, and well, did it come on your laptop, Ava, or did you have to buy it? Not bad at all. I got to change over. I had some problems with that deal. I come to find out that company that I was with trying to force everybody to change the plan they were on, even though we had it paid for. I won't fool with them anymore. Got several videos I just need to edit and put up. You late again, Steve? Dad Burn fellow. How you doing? Watching the deal this morning, Steve, talking about y'all had 9 kinds of rattlesnakes in Arizona. Some of them I'd never heard of. Little Mojave's still the worst one though. Oh, yeah, that's one of them yesterday things there. Hey, Jessica, how you feeling, girl? You know my life don't have a subject. Oh, not moving in a cabin? Yep, man, that's not too bad. I've tried them before, but they still got a lot of bones in them. Okay, I ain't no telling about you, girl. Can't keep up with you. Yep, they'll clean them up quick, won't they? We've got those Mexican eagles here. Me and a buddy were down on a big ranch, and we killed a 6.5 foot diamondback, and that buddy of mine wanted to hide the rattlers off of it, so we skinned it out and left the carcass laying there. We came back about 3 hours later, and there was a perfect skeleton laying there on the ground. The Mexican eagles done cleaned it up. Jessica Lane, Fitzwater Gypsy. Be your new name, Gypsy. No, I haven't heard from her today, especially with that skin off of them. Boy, they like that. I think this cold weather's tearing her up. Just I bet you is. Hello, Kenneth. I'm pretty sure I'll go out tonight, Jessica. Stay out of trouble. It might be a full-time job. They can give her a mess. I don't know if I could run this live without her. She does all the work. I just sit up here and run my mouth. All right. We're in my life. Don't do me any favors, Jessica. I done got all my child support paid off. Yeah, that's great. Usually on in the daytime. Please, you will be all right if I might give you a ring. A nice size trader. I went in there and cleaned a bunch of mods out. Last. Okay. So, yeah. Some of them are mods that I had in here that I haven't seen in 5 months. Yeah, you watch, take care of yourself. You got plenty of sleeping bags and stuff, James. I guess I'm lucky because I've always done a lot of hunting and camping and stuff. So I'm pretty well prepared for whatever comes. And I tell you what really got me where I was that way. And I had some good friends of mine live down on the coast when Katrina and Ike hit down there. And the ones that had travel trailers and generators, they were prepared for food and water. They made it real good. I had some other friends down there that they went without electricity and water and sewer and everything for 6 or 8 weeks. That convinced me right there that I need to be a little better about it. Since then, I've sort of, like last winter when we had that ice bowl, everything shut down here for about 2 weeks. I had everything I needed, comfortable. And the only thing I ran out of was bread. Big bread eater. After all they got straightened out, I want me a bread.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mr. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, I can't complain. Got
Good
up
stuff.
this morning looking at the grass from the top side and still the bottom, so it's all right.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, we got a nice warm day, so I was working on helping the wife cut back her flower beds a little bit. You know, when everything freezes and dies off, you got to cut everything back. So did a little bit of work on that, and then kind of putzing around with the RV.
Yeah, I got up and had to do a bunch of stuff this morning and got hungry, and so I ran to town and got me some Tex-Mex. Got me some enchiladas and refried beans and rice and corn tortillas. I got back and I was lazy again, so I got on here.
The difference between you and me, you go live, I watch other people's lives.
I'll watch them too, but I'll get bored. I'll pop on for a few minutes.
Yeah, I do that on a lot of them that that I don't visit very often.
Yeah, that's not bad either. And it's one of my go-tos when it's cold like that is a can of chili and some Frito, make a Frito pie. That'll warm you up pretty good, especially if you throw some jalapenos on top of it.
Yeah, I love chili, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah, I love Frito pie.
Boy, it's hot in this room. I'm on my office here in the house is a facing window, and I got the sun coming in pretty good.
You look like me having trouble with that arm getting it out of there.
You know,
That
getting old. Yeah, getting old's not for wussies, is it?
I got one shoulder that's been tore up several different times. Bending it back to pull a shirt off, it will talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one of those shoulders, one of those knees, one of those hips. James says,
James,
"Send me that heat, Steve."
James said his furnace was out and it was 18 degrees.
Oh, that's tough. Hopefully, you got backup heating there, James. Some way to stay warm.
I was throwing in them Crisco candles I've been making.
Mm-hmm.
Putting 3 wicks in it. You'd be surprised how much heat that'll put out.
Yeah. Yeah, I use those little, what are they? The little round candles you can use for like sternos.
Yeah.
You take about 4 or 5 of those, put a pot over top of them, with some airflow. And that puts out a lot of heat too. I've got a backup set up for that.
Well, I was doing the same thing with those candles,
Yeah.
except that Crisco will burn forever.
Does it smoke?
No, no
No,
smell, no smoke.
that's nice.
They, and you can't spill it. You know, it's pretty well solid. It's not gonna cause you too much of a problem. I bought one of them 3-pound cans and made it up into. Well, I was showing them a while ago. There's one I made in a pickle jar. That thing right there burned 3 wicks. You see how far down the wax is?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's 30 hours with 3 wicks burning.
that's nice. Yeah, James, I have that issue too. We have, I think ours are 8 or 9 feet, maybe 10, and it's hard to heat all that area.
Yeah, that heat's gonna rise. I had a 2-story house one time, and if everybody was comfortable on the first floor, whoever was on the second floor was burning up.
Yeah. You know what I bought, Ron, was one of those buddy heaters.
I didn't have good luck with them things. Uh, I used it for a little bit, and then I tried to change it over to a bottle, and had a filter on it and everything else. I never could get it to work right.
I bought one a couple months ago and I use it in the morning. I've got a 20-pound bottle hooked up to it. I put that sucker on high and it warms the house up to about 72 in the morning. Works great.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal was with mine. I finally gave it away.
Hmm.
Now I've
Well,
got one that you got to have a little ventilation with, but it's one of the round ones, and but it's not a catalytic. It screws right on top of a 20-pound bottle.
oh,
Talk
yeah.
about putting some heat out now. Now you got to crack a window with it.
Yeah.
It will put a ton of heat out.
Well, James has got 7 rooms. No wonder it's hard to heat.
Yeah, yeah. It's time to take a blanket, hang over the door, and get isolated off in 1 or 2 rooms.
Mhm.
Done that before.
What was it? A couple years ago, you guys were out of power for quite a while.
Yeah, we were talking about that about 2 weeks. So everything was just solid ice here, electricity on and off. I had everything I needed. The only thing I ran out of was bread.
2 weeks? Yeah, I could see that.
You know, I stayed warm and had generators. I'd run them about an hour a day and keep the freezer good and cold and the ice box cold. And then I was in the RV, so I had 12-volt power. I didn't miss a lick. Of course, I've camped all my life, so I've got a lot of camping gear too. That makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, I think we had about a 18-hour outage a few years ago. Had a pole go down between here and town, and it's a radio power line feed out to us. So you lose a pole, you lose everything until you get it fixed. and it happened during one of the monsoon storms, and we just moved into the RV and spent the night in the RV, and they got it back on the next day.
Well, there's a couple of things in my life that have changed me up about being prepared. One of them I was talking about a while ago. You have a good day, Ava. I try that. It's fun anyway. You can look on Amazon and you can buy those wicks that's already got the metal on the bottom of them and the little tube to put them in a jar and the whole 9 yards for, I don't know, $2 or $3. I think it's like, well, but when Katrina come in, I had some friends of mine that were prepared, had an RV and water and stuff, and they did pretty good. I had other friends down there that didn't have anything, and they were without power and water and sewer like 6, 8 weeks. And so that got me started. And then after my wife got sick, she was on oxygen. She couldn't be off oxygen over 15 minutes and she started passing out. And so I wound up and streamlined that. And sure enough, I had several backups. And sure enough, we had a real bad storm here, the straight line winds right at 100 miles an hour. And it fired up all over Texas. And we were on the end of a little old bitty line that wasn't 5 or 6 houses on. And we stayed on electricity for 5 days.
Wow.
And but never missed a lick. Everybody around us lost all the food in the ice boxes and all that kind of stuff. And I just run that generator, once or twice a day for a few minutes, and we made it fine. You gotta use your head.
Yeah, I have a couple of generators. I've got one big enough I can wire in and run most of the house. And I have a small little portable that Honda 2K that you can pick up and carry around, and I can run refrigerators or whatever we need.
Well, I've still got one of my welding machines, and it's a 8,000 watt plant too, not being a welder. And then I've got one of those 2,000 Predators, and then I've got one of them little bitty 90, something like that, 900. But the RV makes it pretty good because you can just move into it. The only thing that you got to have the generator for then is it's the air conditioning.
Yeah,
These damn RVs get hot.
they sure do. Yeah, and I think the time our power went out, it was in July, so it was pretty sticky hot.
That's miserable. When I was a kid, I can remember laying there, turning over, sticking to them damn sheets, and had one of them oscillating fans, and you'd lay there and wait for it to come back across.
Yeah, yeah. James has got a neighbor at power. Ron, one of my neighbors here was telling me the other day he's having an air conditioning put in that's powered by solar. There's a company here that installs them, I guess, and we have a lot of sun here, and supposedly it works. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. I flew over his place with a drone. He wanted kind of an aerial picture. He bought the property next door. He wanted an aerial drone video of his new place, and so I flew over it. And he had a sun tracker they installed on top of the roof, and I guess that's part of the system where it moves the panels to track the sun to keep the power going as long as possible. And that's going to be interesting to see.
I think if they keep going, I think that solar and wind, the combination of the two, like here in Texas, it's either the sun shining or the wind blowing one, you know, and uh, common thing. And if they keep improving the batteries has been a weak point. And used to the solar panels were. When I first started looking at solar, I think it was $7 a watt. 100 watt solar panel cost you $700. Now you can buy 250 watts for what, $50, something like that.
I put a couple solar panels and then a couple batteries in my garage, and I'll run my roll around portable swamp cooler. I run that during the summer when it's dry, and it works pretty good.
That's something that I've been sort of kicking around doing. I'm thinking about setting a solar generator set up and build it up on a trailer and go ahead and maybe put 2,500 watts on
Mm-hmm.
it. See what we can do. It'll be easy to do it that way.
Yeah, you got to have enough battery, and of course the inverter.
Well, and the batteries are coming down. They claim they've got a couple batteries if they ever get in production through the lawsuit. But I don't know. It's been
The
nearly
lithium batteries are getting cheaper.
about 20 years ago. Two Japanese kids came up with a battery that was made out of three pieces of plastic, and it was moldable. You could make a door panel out of it or a dashboard in a car or whatever. It didn't weigh anything, no weight to it. And they sold that thing. Supposed to have a better charge and discharge rate than an iCad. It was just, man, the specs on it were just unreal. Indefinite shelf life and just. Well, anyway, they got bought out. And I think it was Exxon and Son, I think, bought it. A patent is for 17 years. And if you can't improve on that patent, you can improve on it, you can keep it for another 17. If you can't improve on it, well, you lose it. Well, that patent finally run out, and a couple of big battery manufacturers were fixing to start making them. And the oil companies tied them up in a big lawsuit. That's been going on a couple of years now. And but if they ever get that thing out, now weight's a big deal on these batteries too.
Yeah, it sure is.
And they can make a battery that had the kind of power you need and it weighed 10 pounds. Well, boy, that would be something else. You could stack a ton of batteries.
Yeah, I've heard. I read something the other day. They were making batteries out of salt.
Oh,
Yeah, some kind of
yeah.
salt and water mixture. I didn't look at it real deep, but evidently it's something you developed.
Yeah, the basic principle for that's been around a long time. That's just like if you ever seen it where they'll wet the ground down and put probes in the ground and draw electricity off just the dirt.
Yeah.
But it doesn't put that much out. Golf cart batteries were about as good as you could get until they came up with these lithium. They're heavy. I wanted to buy a golf cart. Back up a little bit. I was hunting with a bunch of guys that bought it side by side. Damn, the full plate side by side. You're talking $25,000-$30,000 now,
Mm-hmm.
and hell with them rate. And they were buying them things. I thought, well, golf cart do what I want to do. Work on it a little bit. And then I got thinking about them batteries. Well, it cost about $700 to replace the batteries. So I finally found a gas-powered golf cart, a company that was selling a bunch of those. I bought that thing. I think I got $2,500 in it or something like that. And I could go anywhere them side by side to go.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
One of my neighbors has this gas golf cart that's got a small lift kit on it, and he puts some knobby tires on it, and he runs all over the desert out here.
that's what I did to this one. I put a 6-inch lift on it and put LED light bars on it
Mm-hmm.
and some tires. That one buddy of mine spent $22,000 on his, and we were on that deer lease. I'd go anywhere he could go. Boy, he could.
For much cheaper, huh?
Oh yeah, about $20,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't
Look at
mind.
what's that
Oh
look like?
yeah,
My grandson made that
wow.
out of paper.
Huh. Did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did.
What is the deal in Arizona about carrying a pistol, Steve?
Open carry states.
Is it open carry state?
Yeah.
What about a hidden deal?
Um, you don't have to have a. You do not have to have a concealed carry. You can carry concealed also in Arizona.
You can carry either way. Then
Yeah.
y'all got the same constitutional carry we got in Texas.
Yeah.
And I don't know how New Mexico is. I need to find out on here.
There's an app out there where you can look and see how the laws compare in the state that you live in with the states that you're traveling. And I forgot the name of it. I don't have it anymore because we're not doing a lot of traveling, but there are websites and things you can check to see what the laws are for concealed carry. But regardless, the rule, it's better to be judged by one than carried by six. You
That's
know,
right.
when the shit hits the fan, you got to be able to take care of business.
No,
Yeah.
I've always pretty well got that with me. And here about 6 months ago, I wound up needing that one night. It was I rent a place from a friend of mine. It's a ways to his house, but in between us there's a shop and stuff. We work on motorcycles and all kind of stuff. And I woke up about I don't know 3 o'clock one morning and I heard a pickup running, and it just kept running, just idling. It was decent. Well, I recently got that 45 and got dressed and eased out. Well, there's a four-wheel drive Dodge pickup with a trailer behind it sitting right in front of that shop. Well, I eased up that pickup. Wasn't anybody in it. And I eased around and eased into the shop, walked up behind an old boy that was going through the tool chest and stuff, and wound up and dope head. Got up and put him on the ground till the sheriff got there.
Well, good for you.
They called him off. But he was a lucky man, but he was looking at the motorcycle parts, and when I said something to him, I was behind him maybe 10, 15 feet. And I said something to him. When he turned around, he had two seats in his hand. He had a phone in his hand or something. It might have got sticky.
Yeah.
But I believe in it. They, James, here in Texas, they passed a constitutional carry. If you're not a convicted felon, well, um, you can carry one concealed, not concealed. It don't make no difference. And I is making a lot of difference here in Texas, boy. these carjackings and people robbing these stores and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not faring too well in Texas right now.
Is that right?
Yeah. Like,
I know they've had trouble in the big cities. You know, Chicago and New York is getting bad, and um,
well, and they're no carries, no guns allowed.
yeah.
Like,
Did you hear the Supreme Court just kicked out New York State's gun laws? They say they cannot restrict the Second Amendment. They made it so hard to get a concealed carry or any kind of a permit that somebody sued them. And I think it was yesterday, the Supreme Court kicked that law out and told them they could not restrict it.
there's fixing to be some stuff going on up there because they just sort of spit in that Supreme Court space. Some of them laws they passed, and the Supreme Court fixing to come down pretty hard on a couple of them states.
Yeah. Okay, Ron, I'm going to jump off of here. Oki's got a salad ready for me to eat. I haven't had lunch and it's 3 o'clock here.
Oh, what I was asking you a while ago, you want me to make you a mod? You usually on in the daytime.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to do that, I'll do that for you.
All right. I cleaned my mod list out the other day. A lot of people that I had seen in a while, but I thought I might do it with Roy and Becky too. And because y'all are usually on in the daytime,
Yeah. I'm not up at 10:30 at night usually, so I don't jump on your nighttime lives, but if I see you during the day or at a decent hour for me, I'll be in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll swap over and do that before I get off here.
Okay.
I think we've been on here nearly 2 hours. So I think I'm going to get off here too. I appreciate y'all all coming in. Y'all have a good day.
All right. See everybody later.
I'm going to go ahead and add you